I'm saving these.
Special occasion. Black tie affair, put on the caps.
I'm still in favor of Brandon opening up like his own
Yeah,
Facebook.
Well, Chris Miles kind of convinced me with the help of a lot of people to do the Holy Grail DeLorean part. So
oh, here we go.
yeah, I'm gonna recreate the taillights.
Ooh,
That sounds like a tall order, but I think it's fantastic. You're gonna do it.
2 years ago when I needed those.
Well, we're not only gonna recreate them. I'm gonna recreate them with modern LEDs, so you no longer need a taillight board. So it'll look exactly the same or as close as I can get it from the exterior, but from the inside it'll be all modern.
Brandon, I'm begging you on this. Please make the very, very far end flasher actually flash. Like,
oh, yeah.
Try to little.
Well, okay. So here's the deal. Chris, who's the guy that did the electronic DeLorean taillights?
Oh, I can't remember his name. I'm bad with names. He's in the Midwest.
So he's going to do the electronic side of it. I'm going to do the physical side of it. I'll get the housings built.
Then it should be fine. But if you make a go of this, we're going to have to protect you from big tail light. They're going to be out to get you if you're going to make them obsolete.
I'm literally going to recreate the taillights. That's my Ryan.
Brandon.
Yeah.
I thought of something. I don't know if you're familiar with these that Joe Cool fan controller that came out back in 2006, and also Mike at Midwest did something very similar. It's something that operates the cooling fans, and also like the Rob Grady, I believe it was called the Fanzilla. You think it might be possible? You might be able to create something similar to that.
That one, electronics are not me, but the physical structure I can do. I can build the case for it.
Hey,
but
Brent,
yeah.
what's the list of items that you've already 3D printed up?
I made the dealer key. This guy.
Oh, let me see. Hold up.
Very nice.
This is the DMC version that technically doesn't exist. There's the non-DMC version of the files I put out. I've done the louver things that Chris just showed.
Right.
I've recreated the windshield wiper clip that's no longer available that holds your hoses to your right passenger windshield wiper. I've recreated the HVAC panel, and I have a David McKean version that's kind of on the back burner right now. Ryan Foster, who just jumped in, gave me the AC vent bits, and I've been talking with him and Chris about that. I recreated a double DeLorean switch. Andy, is this okay to talk about all this right now? I don't want to take over anything. Let's see, what else do I have? Well, here, I did this, which
I can't hear you, Andy.
I recreated the DMC dealership sign as a small lighted up one that you can, print. This one I can't give the files out because you guys know the reasons. But let's see. I can show you what that looks like. This is one I'm actually, here you go. It's gonna go a little demo-y, flashy with.
Nice.
It can be any color you want it to be.
As long as it's stainless steel.
It's funny. I found a grained stainless steel vinyl. It actually has a texture that matches as close as I can get to the car in vinyl. I was gonna cut it out of metal, but it just wasn't worth the effort. I've created a dashboard extension.
Test 1 2.
Yeah, there you go. I think Todd has a whole video of it. It's gonna go on the DeLorean type thing. Oh, look, David's got one right there. Is it holding up okay?
Yeah, it's doing great. I randomly comes on sometimes. I think like I hit the button or something and it just runs all day.
I know
nice
what
and
it
cool.
is. I know what it is. So whatever the Chinese manufacturer did that made the remote control board will pick up stray signals from people's TV remotes. And then turn it on. That's out of my control.
That's awesome.
$20. I created, so this is kind of my favorite thing. So I had this idea for a DeLorean key fob, right? Because the serrated key was cutting my pants up. And so I printed one in steel, nickel plating to hold the key so that I could actually not cut my pants up anymore. And I was like, you know what? It's kind of cool. It's a key fob, and you can see it. It's nickel plated steel. It's got a lot of fun detail in it. This is also steel, the black part at the bottom. And, it's really, really strong. But I decided I had the DMC for a little bit. I had the remote keyless system. So I built a version of the fob that works with buttons. I got Toby's remote coming soon for the Wings Aloft people. And I'm actually going to reverse engineer his circuit board into a fob like this. If you have a Wings Aloft system, you can just literally print it, slap this in, and it's got buttons. And then a bunch of other random stuff. So that's, I don't know, there's a lot. And now it's
that was the most satisfying, like, sliding sound of metal that you just clicked that out of. That
it sounds like a sheath for a sword, right?
It's
Not
so
only am
nice.
I a DeLorean owner, I am a warrior.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty fun. It weighs a lot. It's hollow, but
Is
it's
he going all the way or not?
And the key can go in all the way. I actually put a stop in it because my problem is that, remember when we had the one outside that you guys were seeing, it was harder to grab the sides of the keys because it didn't crenulate the side. So I the new version, the key fob one, this one, I adjusted that because of what Tim Angers was saying. So now in this one, you see there's a little bit of a lip. So you can actually grab the key. It's actually got a detent. You can't see it, but you can grab the key and you can pull it out super smooth. But because it cost me $200 to 3D print this one, I just put a stop in it. So it just basically goes out to here and I can just pull it.
Okay.
So this is just my like Band-Aid because I don't want to. I don't want to rerun a metal one. I'll do one of these in metal. Once I reverse engineer Toby's. Sorry, this one doesn't have the stop in it yet, so the key just goes in free. This is this also has a DMC on it. But
we're live. They're
yeah.
watching.
Yeah. So this one, it's really easy. It just so what I did was I designed it so that the lip comes off, the circuit board goes in bespoke, and then the back cap actually acts as an anchor that holds everything together. So if you dropped it, it wouldn't split open on you. So it's stronger than a normal key fob. But this one, I put the files up for this one on the Facebook a couple days ago. This is the DMC key version. I don't have the DMC key version because, as Chris knows, we put the DMC keyless entry on my car and it was faulty. It only unlocked. It didn't lock. So, and they're out of them. So yeah. So anyway, that's some of the stuff. But the keys, the DMC version of the keys, I only have one. But the other files exist. So, and I'm not selling anything.
Well,
Brandon lives dangerously.
Brandon,
I'm
I'm
not.
still all in agreement that you should make like a formal Facebook page and like have everything like, like an archive of all of your 3D prints, perfectly picture, click download link, and just have like an archive, a repository.
Hey Mason, have you gone to DeLorean directory recently?
No, I have not. Why?
You should go to DeLorean Directory. Dave did it for me. He put it up on DeLorean
did it?
Directory.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah.
I'm checking.
So you can download all the files. My whole thing, just so you guys know, is I'm never going to sell anything for money. I'll just charge you guys what it costs me to make it if I need to make a one-off for you. So like the louver caps, things like that. And I always want my files to be freely available. So down the line, if I'm not around, you guys can still make these parts. So that's kind of my MO always. And that's it. That's my thing. There's no storefront. I ain't making no money. You can do it yourself. I'm just making it because I figure we need it. And Chris Miles is like, we need louver covers. So honestly, I'm probably not even going to charge Dondina anything other than shipping costs. And I'll just donate it to you because you need them. So that's what's going to happen. So get ready. It's going to probably cost you $10 or whatever it costs to ship to you. Ryan, would you say? Look at the auto lock flip key. Yeah, I feel like it does. All right. Well, see, Ryan has already got it figured out.
No, what I was saying, when I got Toby's Wings Aloft, I noticed the range wasn't very great, and I did a little research, and he uses auto lock for the. That's the parts that he uses for the Wings Aloft to make them work. And I went to the website and found this flip key, and because I wanted something all in one. So what I did was I got a key blank from Chris Miles, one of his Volvo key blanks, and I cut it to fit the flip key, and then programmed the remote, and it's got a much better range, and everything's all in one little unit.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't know.
So
Maybe the internals might be a better idea because they're set up different than what's on the ones that you get from Toby directly.
I wish I would have known that before I bought it.
You didn't
I was
ask.
just trying. I did, yeah. Well, you know what's great about the key? What's great about the key thing is I actually designed it so it can fit any automotive key, but it could also fit your house key. So you could actually just have a lighted house key because all it is just a sheath. It's just using friction to hold it in through the width. But like Chris, you glued yours down, right?
Yeah, I put some glue just to hold. I'm not gonna take it apart, so.
Yeah, but it's just too little. The only downside I will tell you guys after building them is because I designed it to fit a key and still be the same dimensions as the original one. I had to use these little button batteries, which are itty bitty. It takes 2 of them to power it. They might last you a week if you play with it a lot. So it's changeable though. It's very easy to change. It's just you might need tweezers because they're like 5 millimeters. They're itty bitty. They're like a 1/4 of an inch.
I don't think the keys will work in the ignition though because of the depth of them.
Is that what it is? Because I still can't get it to run my ignition. It only runs my doors with that key.
Well, definitely when it's in the plastic head. I mean, it worked fine with it out, but I think there's just not enough clearance when you have the head on it to put it in the ignition cylinder deep enough.
With my head or with just the overall head? Like, is this head hitting the?
It's hitting the ignition lock. So
is that why these were only door keys then?
Well, I mean, they were engineered as door keys, so you'd have to try to move the key out a little bit more in your mold, I guess, so that it would seat all the way in the ignition.
If I did that, it would require a change of the design, I think, because I don't know that. Because the problem I'm seeing is like standard keys, you only have like this is where it can't be universal. So like the shape of it, right? The flange on this one has that bevel in and out, but the flange on my test key, which is another Volvo key, this guy, is square. So I could do it, but the problem would be you would have to Dremel it out based on whatever key you had, you know what I mean? To get that extra like millimeter. Because I guess if you took it, because if you took it down another millimeter, it wouldn't look like the same key when it was housed. It wouldn't have the same look, but it would probably work in the ignition. I can modify the file, but honestly, the file you can just Dremel it. If you print it, just Dremel the piece, and you should be good to go.
I mean, I like it just for a novelty. I didn't intend to actually use it in the ignition, but yeah. Yeah,
I think it's a novelty thing too, to be honest. Oh, thanks, Ryan. I just don't think it's anything more than a novelty thing because, like, if you drop it, it might crack.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it would be nice to be able to see your doors when you're trying to get your doors open late at night and not like score up the side of your keyhole.
Well, you can always put your house key in it, Mason, and then just use it for a house key thing, and then you don't have to worry about it not fitting in the ignition.
Yeah. Oh, so as it stands right now, they're only good as door keys. They don't fit in the ignition at all, or.
That's what the original design was, and I matched the clearances. I didn't know that, or I would have. You can Dremel it if you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't have a 3D printer, so I'll still have to invest in one of those before I can partake in any of your futuristic upgrades.
Just send me a message. I'll mail you one. I just have to wire it. It takes a little bit to wire them.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Like right now, I still need to get those seat covers in and pay you back for those. So I'm not gonna start racking debt with you, and then you become a loan shark on me. So
I'll put it this way. I gave you those seat covers, man, for you to do. I know the shipping was a lot. You can pay me $10 for the shipping now instead of the $80, and then you're good to go. All right. I did it because I wanted to help you out. I didn't do it. I know that you're money's tight, so don't worry about that. Okay.
Okay.
It's a gift. Actually, you owe me nothing. It's a gift. You're clear. All right. Put 'em on.
No, I owe you something. I gotta give you something.
Dude, it's all good. We're all family here. It's all good.
We're the DeLorean family.
Look,
Well,
I feel like I put it this way: a good deed always goes over well with the good luck in the world. So I'll take it as my good deed. Sound good?
I was just telling Chris. I got done watching Jordan's movie, and I had to take a minute to actually wipe the tears off my face because that was actually really heartwarming at the end when it was talking about Don and everyone. And I'm like, man, now I feel bad. Like it makes me proud to be a part of the community and at least be able to talk with our DeLorean owners, since like they perfectly described it as an orphan car, and then we're like, we're taking up the mantle of it, and he made a really touching movie. Oh man, what was that? I can't remember. Someone told me at my tech talk, or at least my video from yesterday, they had a link for putting those seat covers in. They said it wasn't all that hard, but I was just worried about messing them up. And if it really isn't that hard, that might be a winter project, is just putting new seat covers in.
On DMC Talk, or it's buried somewhere in all of the threads on DMC Talk.
On DMC Talk, okay.
I can see if I can find it.
There's a really good article on Facebook. Well, I think it's DeLorean Restoration page that they have called something about skins. I printed it out, but it's how to recover your seats, and a real thorough, real good article. I followed that for what I redid mine. So I believe it's DeLorean Restoration. Kevin Murphy, I think, runs that page.
Okay, I'll have to go through there because I am a follower on that. How did yours turn out, Ryan? Did you find any particular difficulties or anything when you did it yourself?
Well, I'll tell you what. I used hog rings. I bought stainless steel hog rings, and why not? Everything else is stainless, right? When you do the neck part, just underneath the headrest, I use zip ties because I don't know if you got to have the tiniest hands in the world, but I don't know how you're supposed to get hog ring pliers and hog rings in there. So one of the suggestions was to use zip ties. You're going to use 10 of them per seat. There's 2 small bars just under the headrest where the neck is, and you just run those zip ties in there, and it cinches them down nice. And then on the bottom, if you break those plastic clips, which you most likely will, get some stainless steel fender washers and some really good quality zip ties, and you can cinch the bottom down that way and keep them from pulling through.
It'll make a whole lot more sense when you start to look at this page, or these pages. I use the same ones that Ryan did, and they worked quite well. Biggest thing is take your time. Just go slow, work it, and it will work.
Yep, take your time, and don't try to rush it, because that's when things will get crooked. You keep checking your work as you go, make sure all your seams are nice and straight. And I've done 2 sets now, and they're a pain. There's no doubt about it. They're not an easy job. It's just time consuming. You just take your time and you can do it.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to look at those guys, but it sounds like if it really doesn't require like more than, say, like beginner's guide with a heat gun or something as basic as that. If you don't need major tools to get in there and do stuff, then I might take a crack at it and try to do it.
Just get yourself some hog rings. A set of hog ring pliers will help. You can use regular pliers with them, but the hog ring pliers kind of hold the hog rings when you're crimping them down. They're like $5 for a set of cheap ones on Amazon. And you'll need about 200 hog rings altogether for both seats.
Right. And of course, Brandon's jumping in here and saying he can refabricate the plastic tips or the plastic clips of the brake. So,
oh no, I was talking about what David was talking about.
Ignition ring.
Okay.
I don't think you want to. You don't want to use 3D printed clips for the seat. There's too much tension at all. It'll break eventually.
Brandon, have you ever made a I'm trying to remember what it is. Two things actually. I could have sworn I'm looking on DeLorean directly, but I don't see it. Didn't you make a cover for the bulkhead in the back for in the engine bay? The bulkhead itself, and then the
Oil cover.
No, I didn't do that.
not the coil cover. The well, maybe it is the coil cover. That little fuse relay, the one that has like the little metal bent clip that's bent out, and then it's on the left side of the engine bay if you're looking at it. It's that little white
The
like
resistor.
the resistor. Yes, I can't think.
No,
of the name.
I'm using Toby's part. I didn't make one. It's
Oh,
not like
using-
outside. I mean, it's not outside the realm to make one, but I feel like so many people have made them at this point. You know.
I've seen Toby's. I didn't realize anyone else had gone to make one. The other thing I was gonna say is I think it was Josh who did this on a video I saw. But for the front part where all the rainwater comes off of the front windshield, it basically looks like it just dumps right on top of the fuel tank, right where the fuel pump and the wiring would be. I think he did a video where he had a little piece of metal diverging the water off to the side of the tank so it would roll over and go straight down onto the ground. There could be a nicer way or a nicer 3D print that you could put in there that would look more stock and kind of keep the water from flowing right onto the electronics of the fuel pump.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think. Let me tackle this white whale that is the taillights, and then that's what I'm calling it. I feel like I'm chasing Moby Dick.
Yeah, I'm
and
just
then
I'm just throwing junk out there that I'm thinking of since you apparently are the 3D guru of everything. But yeah, but if you do the taillights, that little reflector piece that doesn't light up normally, it would be so cool of you if you could cut a space out in there so whoever does the electrical can fit lights in there and we can have that part illuminate. That'd be cool.
So the idea that we came up with right now is we'd have every single piece illuminate from that corner amber all the way down. But it's going to be, so from the outside, it'll look as close to original as what I can make it, but the inside's going to be completely re-engineered. It's going to be embedded LEDs probably. So you won't have like a taillight board. You'll have like this with customized LED strips. So it'll be like the Drayron type thing, but you can set it to whatever you want. It's a big thing. I mean, like I'm going to try to get the engineering for the exterior out of the way, and then it'll be the what do you call it? The electronics guy to figure that part out, and then we'll see if we can actually fabricate them and sell them. So you're not waiting on a 3D print; like you'd actually get it made out of plastic properly. So it's a big. I'm going to take it all the way to a functional prototype. Let's put it to you that way, and then we'll figure out how we can make them for people who don't have back left taillights or want to pull their old ones off in case something ever happens and save them, and have new ones. So, but I'm doing, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
I just thought of another thing. This is in regard to my car because I own an early car. The dark
Right.
About reproducing the dark gray center wheel caps.
Ed Ooding's done it already.
Oh, it has been done already?
Yeah, Ed Ooding sells them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me right now, it's like I know that you can buy the right taillight from DeLorean still for about $270. So those still exist, but I talked to Danny a couple weeks ago and he said they're running low on stock. So soon those are going to be gone. So I'm thinking if I can find a small batch, like what Dundina's saying, we have to figure it out to find a small batch. That might be the way to go, because I think the idea is the cost, right? Like, would you buy it as just a housing, knowing that it's gonna look the same outside, but it'll have an integrated taillight board in it? Because we'd have to sell it as a kit, because you wouldn't be able to. I'm not going to recreate the 40-year-old deep buckets. I'm going to make it thinner and lighter. So it's going to look the same. It won't have DMC stamped into the plastic, and it won't have the Department of Transportation certification on it, but it'll functionally look identical. So the question is, like, would people buy those for their cars, knowing that it's missing those two things and it's modernized, but it looks the same from the exterior? You know, I don't know, but I'll get it designed so it'll exist. So in 20 years from now or 10 years from now, you break the taillight and they're gone forever. You don't have to you can refabricate from that, you know?
Hey, Brandon, what's the limitation of putting the DOT?
I mean, I could fake it, but it's not going to be.
That's not
Oh,
trademarked. That's a code that goes to that light. So that has nothing to do with Houston. They have no right.
Well, it's not Houston. It's the United States Department of Transportation.
That just means that part was certified to meet the standards at that point. So yours exceeds. So you'll be fine.
Well, I mean, it's.
No one's going to pull anybody over about a tail light that looks original.
Yeah, that's Chris's take. I mean, look, I can.
No, it's the headlights. That'd be that problem.
I can't imagine a state trooper walking up to the car and saying, "Sir, you done fucked up with this non-DOT stamped light here, sir."
A lot of times they look.
You know what I can imagine.
Excuse to pull over DeLoreans.
That's James Espy who'll be doing that.
My friend got pulled over because his light didn't the light on his license plate wasn't working in his DeLorean. He got pulled over.
That's different.
Yeah, but what level was this? A broken light, but I'm saying a non-stamped DOT in the light. I can't imagine that.
No,
could you imagine
never.
going to court for that?
No one's gonna find that. And by the way, he told the guy 1981 was before those lights were required, and the cop was like, "Oh, okay."
I guess my take on it is the only thing I can't stamp into it is the letters DMC in a certain style, right?
No, I think that's. I'm not sure whether or not nobody's gonna give a shit. I mean, what? You're not gonna be selling 1,000 of them.
I got a phone call from Stephen Wynn and a large set of messages from James Espy as soon as I put up that DeLorean lighted key.
Couldn't you just say you stamped in CMD?
That's when you change your phone number, Brandon.
Yeah. It's
must be a political phone call.
Who's that? No,
Click.
It's fine. Look, the big part of this, is getting it done in the first place, because it's probably, like I was telling Chris, it's probably going to cost me like between $1,000 and $1,500 just to get one made as a prototype on my dime. If I figure that out, then hey, I've done the research, because God knows, I think that's the one part everybody wants besides the front left fender, right? So
what does everybody want?
Tail light.
Oh, we do?
They're quote unquote out of stock, but I think they've held some back for their non-existent new build program.
They definitely, sorry to interrupt, but they definitely do have some held back, because I've obtained 2. And I know that for a fact that they do still have some, but they said they're saving them for rare cases.
Right. So in my case, it's like if I can create a modern replacement that looks the same, then they're collector's items at that point, as far as I'm concerned. Because that means any car that needs them, they will be able to have them, which makes it no longer any. I mean, my thought would be, if we can make them, we can get small of them out. I think everybody can take the new ones and pull your old ones out and put them on a shelf and save them. You know what I mean? And then the idea is that you've got something that can keep being reproduced. Yeah, I figure they have left fenders. I actually looked into the cost of making a front left fender, and I've actually got prices on, actually went through the entire process with some friends of mine. It's cheaper to make a one-off than it is to make new molds. I'll just be honest with you. I can get a single fender made for me for about 20 grand.
20 grand.
Why they're around, you can buy them.
Yeah, that's why they're around. But like, to get a mold made would cost about $375,000. You have to make 1,000 of them, and you'd have to sell them for $1,000 a fender to recoup your cost.
Which is why Houston isn't going to do it either. I mean, you and I've talked to them about that and stuff.
Working capital is something they don't have, in my opinion.
Well, it's not even that, you guys. It's the fact that even if you did do it, 304 stainless comes in multiple colors. And to get the exact same colors that were made in that particular foundry to match is going to be near impossible. You'd spend more money trying to match the colors because they didn't do precise measurements like they do now. So you can get it, but it might be look like a slightly different tone. You might have a more blue fender or a more red fender than what the rest of your car is.
I think Steven said something about having the steel provided by the firm in England because that's where it came from, and it would match more closely if they bought it from them.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. I mean, it's all about what they put, how they build it, but
Yeah.
it's, again, you're better off. Like I told you, Chris, my idea is at a certain point in a year or two, I'm going to take my entire car to a scan bed, throw baby powder on it to kill the reflections, and I'll scan the entire car. And then you can extrapolate fenders from that later. So one day, it's like $5,000 to scan a car. So I just have to wait till I have the cost saved. That's like the friends and family discount. It's normally 14, but I just don't have a spare $5,000 to scan a car. So
GoFundMe.
I can help you with that, Brandon. Just just message me.
Well, right now it's just like I would scan and then what? We'd have a scan of the car. You know what I mean? Then you got to clean it up. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I just managed to recreate the rough pattern of the frame on this call of the taillight. So that's good. I'll check measurements tomorrow. So Chris, you're right. It's in my head. I can't get away from it. I hate you so much.
Brandon, how many of those door lock key blanks do you expect that you could possibly sell? Or if you tried to make them, how many do you think you could get away with? Or what do you?
The key blanks you can buy online. I think it's like you can get 5 of them for like $1.25 a piece.
Well, I'm just saying
cheap.
the plastic heads with the
the 3D printed part.
Yeah.
It costs me to print them when you factor in electricity and time of the printer. It's about $3.40 to $5 for a set of 3. That's like what the actual material cost is. If you try to do it through an online 3D printing service, they charge you about $50.
Sure.
To wire them up's the problem. Like I can print the casings, no problem. I got it set to print 3 at a time. The issue is just like, I don't want to, it takes me like 10 minutes to wire each one. So I don't want to do that part. That's why I put the instructions up. But if someone is down to just basically solder 3 points to a micro switch, then I can make casings with no problem.
But how many do you think could actually be moved? I mean, who still has the 2 key setup on their cars?
I do it. I got it right here.
I do, because mine's a Franken car.
Yeah. Well, I just switched mine over.
What's a Franken car?
Yeah.
My car was made from 10 DeLoreans. So I've got.
I don't know what that means.
How did that happen?
My car was rebuilt from the frame up at DeLorean with parts from a bunch of different DeLoreans.
Oh, that's cool.
So I actually have a salvage title.
You have a new build car? Quote unquote.
No, it's a salvage title.
Oh.
I mean, it's a time machine that Danny built from the ground up 22 years ago. And I don't know, it's still working fine. I mean,
It's not like you're going to be sending, you're not going to be making thousands of these.
I'll put it this way. There's my estimate has always been there's probably 500 driving DeLoreans left on the planet that people actually can run. And that includes museum cars. I know that we find new cars every week, but like actual people like us who own cars that run, there's probably 500. I'll be honest.
Really? I would say there had to be more than that.
I don't think so. I do not think so. I think you're going to yield against 500. But let me put it this way. Let's say you make something, right, for a group of 500. And maybe I'm underestimating, but let's just say 500. Let's even say 1,000, okay? You're going to sell once, right? So like anything you sell that's not a consumable is gone after one purchase. Like I make those louver cover caps for Chris. He doesn't need them anymore. He's done, right? Unless he breaks a set or it gets in a wreck. There's not like, that's why I'm not doing this as a business. And I figured I'd give the files away for free, because like my whole thing is just preserving the stuff instead of trying to make money off of it. And by preserving the stuff, like, you know, there's no ill will. Like, sure, DMC or someone could try to come after me if I put their logo on something, but like, I told Steven on the phone, I was like, you don't own, he and I had a really, you're recording all this and it's live. We had a very
He's
frank
actually on
conversation.
the chat. Did you know that? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. I have family that are patent lawyers, and I know every one of their patents and what you can and can't do. I'm not going to push because I don't really want to deal with it, but could I do certain things? Absolutely. Will I do certain things? No. Look, no matter what people's opinions are about the situation, if you have someone that knows 3D modeling, you can carve this logo into it very easily.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Man, you don't think there are 100 Ds in California alone that are driving?
No, I don't. I think in California alone, I think you maybe have, there's more in California than anywhere else on the planet. I'll tell you that right now. There's more DeLoreans in California. The Florida, the Midwest shops have nowhere near the volume. Actually, Steven told me, it was funny. He was saying they actually have cars in California that have wear and tear use, whereas most of the other cars that Midwest and Florida service just have storage problems or very minimal use. So I honestly think there's 500 driving DeLoreans in the world right now.
I mean,
I really do.
In Arizona, I know there are at least 25.
I agree with you that there's cars, but I'm saying driving active.
No. Driving.
Okay, great. And how many in England? 15?
I don't know.
You know,
Hey, Tom,
I can only say that because I've seen ours. You know, I've seen ours driving around at tech events and whatever. You know.
Tom, side note, did you see that gig I sent you yesterday? They were looking for 2 DeLoreans.
Yeah, I didn't answer him yet.
Oh, dude, get it. Because I don't know any stock guys out there. So if you know somebody, you know.
I'll get him. I'm sorry. I got really busy. I'll do it maybe tonight.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to remind you.
Thanks.
Some of us like money, Tom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason I was busy was because of money. So
that's good.
Brandon, Stephen and Houston are not going to take the money that they're going to have to hire their lawyers to come after somebody who makes 500 little plastic pieces that they sell.
No. I mean, look, he told me that they're working on a thing where they're going to build a thing for licensing with the DMC logo and things like that, where clubs and small groups of people can do small runs and they won't go after them. That's what both he and James told me on the horn. So they're working on something. Huh? No. So like, if you wanted to do like a DMC logo on your t-shirt for your club, they would, they would allow certain things. I know there's a lot of up and down politics with everybody in regards to things. I'm trying to stay in the neutral line between all of that. Like, I'll put it this way, like, the files exist, the files are around. With or without the logo stamped onto it, you can make that key. In 10 years, in 20 years, let's go down this route. Let's say 5 years from now, 3D printing is going to get cheaper because it's cheaper than doing manufacturing runs, and the printers are getting cheaper. So the parts I give you now, right now Mason may not have a printer, but in 5 years he might be able to go and get something printed the same way you get a roll of film developed. It's not going to be. It's changing already. When I started 3D printing 15 years ago, it was $4,000 to fill up the printer, and the printer cost $350,000. My printer here costs $5,000, does double the resolution, and it only cost me $200 to fill it up. So it's already started to go down. They're 3D printing in food, they're 3D printing houses, they're 3D printing cars. Like the fact that I can 3D print in actual automotive grade steel and have parts in steel and that only, that cost me $200 just because I don't have that printer. So what I'm saying is, like, sure, right now it might feel less attainable, but the files exist, which means the engineering's done, which means you're going to be able to make that file when I'm not here, and it will exist on the web as long as the files are shared, and you'll have that part available to you. So that's my goal. My goal is to try to recreate. I think I've changed my focus, oddly, thanks to Chris, to recreate parts that don't exist on the car anymore, that are no longer available, that would cost too much to do engineering runs on.
Mhm.
Which is great because for those of us who might get wrecked or find old cars or have something fail, if I can bring it back to life, we're good. So that's, if I can keep more cars on the road looking new by building something and spending my time doing it, then fuck yeah, I'm going to do it. So.
Hey guys, I got to sign out now. So it was great seeing you guys.
Great seeing you too, man.
We'll
See
see
you,
you in a
Matt.
month.
Thanks for
Yeah.
doing that gig today. Hope you had fun.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun, and be sure to share the pictures with anybody else that didn't hear the story.
I put it up on RentDelorean's page today, so hopefully, and I don't know if I tagged you or not, but I don't know if I'm able to tag sometimes when it's a page. But
Okay,
yeah, it's up there.
all right. Take care, guys.
See you, Matt.
Take care,
And-
Matt.
And for those that got to put their cars away, good luck putting your cars away pretty soon.
Maybe with any luck, they'll still be out when we see you next.
Yep.
We're hoping.
I know within the next week or two, I'm probably going to be putting my car to bed for the winter.
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, guys. I'm out. Bye.
Bye, Matt.
See you, man.
Hey,
Bye.
Matt.
All right, changing the subject here. Ready? I don't know if anyone got this yet.
Hey, Andy,
Yeah.
I just emailed them.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, I bought 3 of those, Andy.
I got 2 coming.
What'd you pay?
I went to, so, you know, the
Man, that's an
site
easy
itself,
fucking question.
it was $30. 30. Because I went to Walmart, like the actual site was sold out within an hour. But I went to, and if anyone hasn't got it yet, they're not supposed to be shipped until January, I guess. But if you go to, and I don't know if, like, I haven't checked today, but if you go to walmart.com, you can get, I think they only limit it to 2. Tom, how'd you get 3? Or did you order directly from the manufacturer?
I ordered directly from China.
Is that
Hong
the
Kong,
same as
right?
going to the manufacturer? Or?
It's a
You
little.
went around the manufacturer and got it off the assembly line, didn't you?
Well, no, it's a
know
secret-
somebody over there.
It's a secret source, but I'll tell you guys, it's only us and YouTube. I like to call it eBay.
Well, so I saw them on eBay, and they're way more than $30 already.
Oh yeah, I know. I had to pay
People are getting
69.
them.
I paid $69.
Okay. Try going, like I said, try to go to walmart.com right now and see if you can.
Yeah, I don't really care because I just keep them and I sell them many years later.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I could get them for $30, that would be great. I bought a bunch of these. I have like 13 or 14 of these that I bought last year, and they now go for like $200 to $250 on eBay. And I paid like $88 a pop, and for 14 of them, and they go for lots right now. So, and I was surprised they go for so much money this quickly, because I take stuff and I just toss it in storage, or somewhere in my house if it's heat sensitive.
Has anyone got their hands on the animated series characters yet? I've seen people been posting about them, but I have not found them here in Minnesota yet.
No, I mean, I haven't even looked. I just
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I wait for people like you to tell me, believe it or not. So,
I think they just came out a few days ago, but
yeah.
I haven't been able to find them here.
So I just get what's cool. I don't really like the figures so much. I usually get the time machine, and well, that's about it.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the 1/6 one many years ago. Probably should have, but
I heard the Japanese edition of this Transformers is better.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
what's the one that just came out a few days ago? Is that not the Japanese version?
Yeah,
Hasbro version.
Yeah, basically it's the same thing. They just rebrand it as Hasbro.
Okay.
But I think the Japanese model might be a little bit more detailed or something. I don't know. All the
Normally they recycle
That's what it
those
looks
molds.
like. It looks like it's going to be a little bit different, but it's hard to say whether or not they actually changed the design, because the Hasbro came out, the first photos came out, I think it was back in like May or something, right? Remember that when it went on Walmart 1985 and they sold out in seconds, but it didn't have a black tinted windshield, right?
If you look on that, I just in the chat, I put an eBay item number. That's the one I bought. So
yeah, you can order 5 on Walmart maximum. So I picked up 5.
Oh, there it is. 5. Okay.
Yeah, free shipping. And so what you're ordering from eBay right now, Hong Kong actually is they're actually coming out in Hong Kong in October, so this month. And those are supposed to be Hasbro. Japan has, if you go to so Takara Tomy is the Hasbro version, or the Japanese Hasbro version, right? So they actually have they're going to be available supposedly this month as well, but later on in the month. And then like I think the US release is like they're saying January, but I think it's probably going to be December.
Huh. Yeah, it was pretty. It was all the hype a couple days ago when that.
Is
dropped.
this one that you sent on eBay? Is this the Japanese one, or is this the?
You can get the Japanese one on eBay.
I guess it's I don't really know. I just ordered it, and to be honest, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that it was $30 on Walmart if it's the same. So I'll go. What do I search for on Walmart to buy it?
I just typed in Back to the Future. It was the first thing popped up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Back to the
I'll
Future
pre-order.
Transformer.
Be sold out after Tom's done with them.
No. I only buy a few things because I buy so many different things that I can't buy like 5,000 of each thing.
People are selling them for like $200 and $300.
Hey, shut the fuck. Oh, they are?
They are.
That's not me. That's not me. Don't get me wrong. I would, but that's just not me.
No,
all those listings are going to go down.
Elk Grove, Illinois. One sold for. I didn't say how much they sold it for.
Yeah, nobody's
I'll be
buying.
honest with
Nobody's
you
paying
guys.
that much anymore.
I think the Japanese one and the American ones are probably identical. I think they're using the exact same molds.
Yes.
That was the whole MO with Transformers to begin with. Like if you look at the US ones, they'd have the Japanese font on it because it's just not worth the cost.
Right. And if you look at mine says, the one I got says, oh, it's like the whatever version doesn't have the license plate or something. So I don't know.
Well, no, they did a run. They did an original run of like a certain amount that were numbered, and that's the ones that are like the rarest ones.
Tom, you type that number in, but what do I like? You just search that number that you typed in?
You can just type it in search in eBay. It'll come up. So Brandon, wait, there's a limited edition one?
Yeah, they did the very first printing of it was like a month or two ago, and they have the only difference. I don't know. They were sold on Walmart. And it was a numbered edition that had a special sticker on it or something.
Yeah, 1985, and it had a Back to the Future license plate sticker on the front of the box, and it's numbered.
So that's what the guy is talking about when he says no license plate. Okay, he just means it's not the special edition. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
Dude, who has those? I don't.
It sold out in minutes, went up on eBay in seconds.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was coming out. I just randomly found it.
It's the same people that have all the PlayStation and Xboxes that use robots to buy it.
Yeah. So okay, well, thanks, Andy. I'll order 5 of these because they're only like what, $30 a piece. So
yeah, like that's not bad at all.
I've been trying to find some way to snag a PS5 when they GameStop announced that they were going to do new sets of pre-orders. The bots are just unreal. You can't do anything with snipers nowadays. Everyone just kind of floods a site, or they get DDoSed, and then you can't get an order in, which is stupid.
Mason, I hope you've paid everybody off here before you told everybody you're going to spend $500 on a PS5.
I said to get a pre-order in.
Yeah, I was looking around too. I was like, screw it. But then again, look, I'm looking at launch titles. Dude, there's nothing. I mean, I'm not jonesing to play any of that shit. So,
Well, for PlayStation or for Xbox?
what?
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
You get Miles Morales, and you got a couple of other ones. What does Xbox have?
Well, I'll probably get both anyway, but I don't know. But I need one to upgrade my theater to 4K anyway. So.
Oh, you're not on 4K yet?
No, I have my theater is not 4K. Yes, the TVs and everything else in my other rooms are 4K, but my actual movie theater has a 1080p projector. So I need to change my projector and also get a 4K player and stuff. So I need to spend thousands of dollars to do that, which is, it's not really high on my list, because seriously, when you watch a freaking movie in there,
4K is a myth. You can't even tell.
I got to tell you, it looks and
You
sounds so good.
You actually can tell, but it's 8K is the myth. I'll contest you with that one, Chris. Just because I look at pixels every.
I'm being
Okay.
facetious, but for most people in their house with a 40 or 50-inch TV, they're not going to be able to tell the difference.
Right.
I'll put it this
But
way: we
running
we
110
scanned
inches, so I could probably tell.
Alright.
But
we scanned The Force Awakens at 8K when we shot the negatives, but we finaled the film at 2K, which is broadcast 1080. So when we screened that up on movie theaters, so Star Wars: The Force Awakens was a 2K print. So, look at that if you want to see if you can tell between 2 and 4K. But it's film, so it's a different feel.
yeah, I know there's a difference. I can see the difference, but I got to tell you, when I watch a movie in like 1080p in my theater, it's totally fine. Looks fucking great. Sounds great. So
I'm sad. We had bad news today in the movie world because they shut down. Regal Theaters is shutting down.
Oh, they
across the
are?
planet. Yeah. They were waiting on Bond to save them, and they just ran out.
And
I know
then
that's not really DeLorean
AMC
related, but
is super happy.
AMC's reported a $1.6 billion loss, so I don't know how happy
Saying
they
Regal's
are.
closing. I bought their stupid pass for a year.
Regal is literally, as of today, it's shutting down.
Wow.
All 700 screens in the US, or all 7,000 screens in the US are going, and all the ones in the UK are going. So maybe try to get your money back.
Yeah, well, Brandon, with the success of Trolls and Mulan and all that stuff, that only hurts even more too.
Yeah, I love the movie theater,
Chris,
so for me
maybe
it's
you
just
can-
really sad.
Chris,
Oh,
maybe you can
dude,
get
me too.
Projector out of it. Say,
Yeah,
hey,
you
I
can
want
get yourself.
I want a projector.
Get yourself a Dolby Vision. They only cost $380,000.
But seriously, when I watch movies, they don't look all that great, and they sound fine. I mean, they look and sound just as good or better in my own house, and and I have a dedicated theater, so it's like, and all the popcorn and all the movie popcorn and everything. So, I mean, I like the theater experience, but it's not going to go away.
It's not going to go away, but I think it's going to get. It's tough because it's tough. I'm living it right now, so it's sad.
Yeah, well,
so we'll see.
I
It's
have
going to
a
be a different world.
I have a feeling it's going to get diluted to a point where it's like almost like a specialty to go out and watch like movies at a movie theater. It's like if you and your girlfriend say, "Hey, let's go to the opera." Like it's like one of those weird situations. Like you have to plan to go to theaters.
It was already starting to become that with the proliferation of streaming and with TV. I mean, the fact that we switched from Fox broadcast to Hulu because we wanted, more control. It is what it is. It's going to be like photography with film is right now. You can take photos with film, but it's not like something people are going to just run out and do. But, you figure, it's hard because movie theaters are a communal experience, and the world right now is very much not about communal experiences. You don't go to a movie theater to see the movie by yourself. You go to see it with a group of people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, because who are you
Anyway.
gonna tell the jokes to?
right, or who's gonna like yell at the screen?
I'm the
Or talk
worst
out
person
loud.
to watch a movie with.
What are they doing?
I just make jokes. I mean, Mystery Science Theater 3000 that's me.
Well, I agree it's a communal experience, but it's funny you mentioned that because I actually try to go when nobody's there. So it's like, you know.
Oh, there you go.
But I love, but for me, I just love that fake butter on the popcorn. That's my number one draw. If they got rid of that, I wouldn't even go. So
Well, you know that's why you look so young. The preservatives in the popcorn.
I figured this is 50.
There you go.
So, well, I should say
I'm
49.
I'm almost to 40, so I feel you. Chris, okay, I've got the frame completely done now.
Oh my
I just gotta
God.
check the measure. I gotta check the measurements, but I do have a taillight frame.
Hey, by the way, I hate that this is once a month, and because it's great to see you guys.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I was just about to say, look at all the content that we've been talking about. We're actually excited to see each other. It got to the point where it was like, hey, what's up? Nothing.
Dude, I missed you
We're
guys.
just
I'm
staring
serious.
at each other's faces. This is so much
It
better.
turned out to be Tom talking about all of his TNA excitement.
That's what we do Sunday nights now.
Hey, don't lie. You guys like those stories.
I like that.
I backed them up with pictures.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, I wasn't bullshitting.
Don't worry, Tom. I archived those pictures. I've got them.
Good. Well,
I like that we have
Mason, if you lose
people on
them,
here.
don't worry. I have them too.
I like that we have more people in here. Like it's nice to have Dundina in here and other people who are, I think look, I said this earlier. Like I would never have met any of you guys and gals at all if it wasn't for things like this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it brings worlds together. It brings people together. And that's on you, Andy, for putting that together.
We can
So
thank the
you for
China
that.
virus for this. That's
Hey,
what we can do.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon, I shit you not. Almost every single friend I have owns a DeLorean. And because you work in the industry, but I work at home, and I've worked at home since 1990 when I was 18. Okay. So I mean, because of
Tom still has a brick phone.
my social life is really about DeLoreans. I mean, seriously, all my real life as in physical friends, pretty much everybody is a DeLorean owner. And I got that from Arizona DeLorean Club. And then only now I'm getting a few friends because of movie props, but just very few. So
Celebrity sex aids.
what?
Celebrity sex aids.
Hey, I mean, well, I can't go into that, but,
DeLorean After
we're
Dark has
live
been
on
brought
YouTube.
to you by Tom.
But anyway, but yeah, I totally agree, Brandon. I mean, this is great. I mean, it's without my DeLorean, like I probably would have like almost no friends because I'm home all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's great for me too because it's like I love meeting new people and I'm the weird Southern guy that's living in California and I love my California people, but I also like seeing other people from around the country, the Midwest, East Coast, all of it, other Southerners. It's great. It's nice to have a wonderful group of people to talk to. I mean, we all have different life experiences and have different things, and it's really fun.
Like
Yeah.
there should be a reactions button, but it's like a hug.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
no,
seriously.
I need like
An
a
air
slap.
hug.
Also,
Thank
I
you
don't know why
guys,
my camera's so
Andy,
stroby.
for bringing this together because this is so cool. I found that when you said, "Oh, we're not going to do it like once a month," I'm like, "Oh,
I know you weren't the only. Like there were people like, no, what we can't.
Andy, you know
I'm
what?
like,
I'm
dudes.
thinking I actually think it should be at least twice a month, bi-weekly or bi-monthly or whatever you fucking call it.
You could do it as many times as you want, Tom, but I am opening this room up once a month.
Why? Just because you have to?
Because I log on at 9 and I don't get off till like 2. It's my Saturday. I'm back to work now. I need my Saturday nights.
That was
the
the big reason, Tom, because so many people were going back to work. It was getting really hard to.
My weekend is my weekend now. Now it's like,
okay.
You know, do I sit at home on the computer, or do I go out and drink and you know? And,
I mean, Andy, seriously, the reason I knew it was a Saturday is because it was the chat. Other than that, my days are like, it's like Groundhog Day. So when I knew Saturday was coming along, because
I could totally see Tom talking to somebody and then being like, what day is it? It's fucking Saturday. What's your problem? It's the DeLorean chat night.
Well, the thing is, Justin, I used to know when Saturdays and Sundays were because of like college football and pro football. But since those stopped, right, I was like, you know.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
So, yeah.
Hey, so not to change subject again, but tomorrow, Bob Gale, who's coming on for that?
They still need questions. They were asking people tonight.
They don't have questions?
They don't have enough questions because they've got to be kind of pre-screened. So you got to email like the info at DeLorean Weekend.
What
tagline is question for Bob Gale. It is
like 1
at,
o'clock or something.
Let me double check here.
I know there's a really, really good one tomorrow that I don't want to miss. I think it's at 3 o'clock to 3:30. If I'm not
okay. I'm going to convert this to Eastern time. So if you're in my area,
Mike
it's the same
is coming
time.
in.
Go back, it's an hour before whatnot. They
Comes
start
Mike from down under.
Nice. But yeah, they start at the pre-show is at 10:30 a.m. So we start in Wolfgang Hank is going to talk for 15 minutes. Then Mike D'Amico or D'Amico, I'm not sure, but it's a frame off restoration with stainless frame and satin finish. Ed Raffinetti, Ryan Brandes is going to be
3
talking.
o'clock. That's like the biggest one of the weekend. Which one is that?
Dietrich. Kevin Pike is going to be talking at 1:15. Bob Gale is at 2:30.
Nope, keep going. 3 o'clock was just in my mind.
Yes. 3 o'clock Central or 4 o'clock Eastern. There's some guy. He's a bit player in the DeLorean world. Andy Strang.
Oh, that's me. You're talking about me.
Yes, we're talking about you.
Andy
is only partially shamelessly self-promoting RentDelorean.com and the Ready Player One DeLorean.
Oh, I'm beyond shameless.
Hour.
Wait, does Andy follow Bob Gale?
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question.
Bob Gale is opening for Bob Gale is opening for Andy.
Bob Gale's opening for me. My head. I need to figure out how to make the screen bigger because my head's getting big here. This is going to be great. I'm going to be telling
this
everybody.
This is what happens in DeLorean After Dark. Tom tells stories. Andy's head's getting bigger. Jesus.
I gotta go
come on to a stream and be like, "Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that intro."
Thanks. Thanks, Bob. I'll take it from here.
Nobody's going to be on for you, Andy. They're all going to leave.
Shut up, David. I'm going to kick you out right now.
We'll prearrange that. We'll get everybody to just leave 5 minutes before.
You know what's really fun. You know what's really funny to me is like, I know this might sound like sacrilege. I love Bob, but he hasn't done anything since like 1990.
That's probably why they can't get any questions.
You know what's crazy?
I know everything.
I love a guy or a band or anybody who can live off like the one awesome thing they did. One hit wonders, they're like my idols, and with Bob Gale and stuff, isn't it amazing? You can do something 30, 40 years ago and literally just live off that because it was so fucking awesome. I mean,
I looked up his Wikipedia entry.
And by the way, Brandon, I saw your ArcLight post and that's really sad. And did you know the only movie theater in Malibu closed? But they actually closed before the pandemic. But because of that, I ended up with something really, really cool. They auctioned off what was inside, and I have a big thing of I have Robert Downey Jr.'s handprints. Who the fuck has that? So it was in there. It was really cool. So,
but did you get a movie theater popcorn maker?
I have one.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Good.
I've had the movie theater popcorn maker, the industrial one for like 20 years.
What plastic do you put in the cheese and in the butter?
I use what's called it's called Mega Pop. Anyway, but
Look up Flavor Coal. Flavor Coal is the actual stuff that they use. I import it to Australia from America.
Well, you're the guy that's taking it all from us.
hey, Brandon.
Yeah, they sell it
Yeah.
like in milk cartons, like the I don't know, the almost 1 liter, like the cardboardish cartons you buy your milk in. Literally one of them entirely just salt like that. So you
Wow.
buy one and it'll last you, 20 years. But yeah,
Maybe
Flavor Coal
30.
is the magic word.
Hey, Brandon,
FLAKEOL.
these were in the El Capitan Theater in 1995. I can't take it out because I'll never fucking get it back in. But 1995 Toy Story, the giant banners that went around the ceiling. These are the giant Toy Story
Okay.
banners.
The vinyl banners.
I mean, that's just cool history,
That's
They
pretty
also
awesome.
look like a net and a rocket launcher, but
Yeah, it's heavy.
That's cool.
It's heavy as fuck. Yeah, actually, I almost bought the rocket launcher from The Dark Knight the other day. The one.
It blows my mind that the stuff we put together just to make it get on camera because we have to rush through it becomes so valuable.
Oh,
It's just the weirdest thing. It's like the weirdest thing. It's like
it's crazy.
what you have. It's like I got some eggshell crate and I've got some popsicle sticks and we got a can of Krylon. All right, let's turn it into a device. Camera's not going to pick it up. It'll
Brandon, this is one of my favorite things.
Oh, that's yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that
That's what I
Uhura's
sent.
communicator?
Oh, that you sent that.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I
My
sent that
favorite
to
thing
him.
so far is my toys that you sent me too, Brandon.
Dude.
I love that.
I mean, this is worth seriously. I told you, Brandon, before you gave it to me.
It's not like it's live on the internet and you're showing it or anything
Oh, sorry.
and calling me out.
Actually,
No. All I'm saying, Brandon, you make great replicas.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna
Gotta
unlive.
I make great replicas.
So
Andy-
on that note,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop the live. So anyone
This
that's watching,
concludes the DMC video chat broadcast day.
and
I'm still here, y'all. I just have to reboot
now
my
we
camera.
can keep talking. Wait a minute, where's my stop live? There it